Hurricane Dorian has been expanding today as its eye wall weakens. The eye has also grown, winds estimated at 105 miles per hour according to our latest analysis, and a pressure of 959 millibars at the 11 p.m. update Eastern Time this September 3rd. CDPS is calling for Charleston, South Carolina on September 5th, either a landfall or close pass as a stage 6 on the CDPS. Could still be a Cat 2 by that point. It will be very close as to whether it makes landfall down there or not, and then it will scrape the east coast. Here is the storm though right now, and its wind field, some of it extending just about over Florida. Some storm force winds are occurring along the coastline at this time. Its position is 98 miles from Melbourne, 139 from Orlando, 127 from Daytona Beach, 200 from Jacksonville, and 276 from Savannah, Georgia. At the most recent update, information may have changed that the 11 p.m. advisory, which hadn't released by the time this narration was occurring, but hurricane warnings were in effect for large parts of Florida and the Carolinas, and into Georgia as well. Tropical storm warnings, hurricane watch extending up the Outer Banks, and tropical storm warning into Virginia. Storm surge warning for Jupiter Inlet to Surf City. That's a large area for storm surge to occur up to 7 feet in some areas, and a storm surge watch extending up further north towards the northern part of North Carolina. Expected rainfall in the next 5 days looks like this. Anywhere in the pink areas could receive 3 or more inches of rainfall. GFS, interestingly, a westwardly outlier, almost an outlier really, in the model spread, a little bit west of what we're actually expecting from the National Hurricane Center's forecast track. Calling for potentially up to 14 inches of rain over parts of South Carolina, which is also quite a bit more than what the National Hurricane Center is expecting. But anywhere really you'll be seeing sort of 10 inches, I would say, generally across the South Carolina coast, up into North Carolina as well. The wind field will probably continue to expand over the next few days, calling for the storm to pass very close to the coast there. Again, hurricane force winds still possible anywhere really from Cape Canaveral all the way up to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Look how expansive the storm becomes by the weekend, turning post-tropical by that stage and affecting Atlantic Canada, still with hurricane force winds. Even in places like Cape Cod, chances of storm conditions rising up to about 40% at this time. These are chances of tropical storm force winds closer to the storm center. 91% at Melbourne, 72% at Jacksonville, 82% now at Savannah, Georgia, 91% at Charleston, nearly a total 100% chance, and 84% in Wilmington. These are what the latest models are saying, still calling for the potential for this storm to just strengthen a little bit more late on Wednesday. At the moment, the storm not looking like it's going to do that, but wind shear is going to take a tumble as we enter the early hours and middle hours of Wednesday. Sea surface temperatures will also recover quite a bit too, relative humidity slowly on the way down. Quite close-knit track there, calling for a very close pass to North Carolina, skimming the coast or potentially just making landfall as it shoots northeast. Here is the storm at the moment. General movement is around north-northwest. Looks like there's been a bit of a westerly jog in those latest frames. Quite interestingly, you can see it very clearly on this air mass imagery. Also, what we're noticing in very recent frames is a significant gap in the southern eye, a real break there, and that may be another sign that the storm is weakening. Cloud tops are also disintegrating really, and the storm is certainly showing those signs that weakening could be occurring, but let's stay on our guard. It could still track further west, and that could deliver hurricane conditions to parts of the Florida coast, Cape Canaveral northwards, and also the storm is expanding, delivering higher winds to the coast these evening hours, and tropical storm conditions will continue along the east coast of Florida up to Jacksonville area by tomorrow. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle. It's @Force13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these people for being our most valued patrons this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.